Right, here we go. These are the latest 998 rockers. You'll notice here we've got the rockers set up on a 12G295 head, and the rollers actually sit directly above the valves on this new set of rockers. If we were to swap them over and fit a set of 1275 rockers, which we have here, all the rollers are sitting way off the center line of the valves. The reason the valves are in a different position on the 998 is because the bores are actually different center line. The valves are smaller, therefore they're all on different centers in the combustion chambers. So what we'll do is we'll just pop the other rockers back on now. There we go. So we keep the 1.5 ratio rockers for the 1275. They are like a silver grey colour. This is the 1.3 ratio rocker for the 1275, which is the red. And obviously these now, the later ones, are blue coloured 1.3 ratio for the 998. The standard cast iron type pressed steel rockers are theoretically 1.28 ratio. So if you take a dimension of centre line to adjuster, multiply it by 1.3, that will be the length from the centre line to the roller pin. The camshaft lift, which pushes up onto the adjusting screw, let's assume you've got 1 inch, which you won't have, of lift there. It's then multiplied by 1.3 because of the actual distance between here and here and here and here. So your 1 inch here would be 1 inch and 300th thou here. If it was a 1.5 ratio, you would end up with 1 inch here and 1.5 inch there. The reason we've gone for the 1.3 and not the 1.5 is the 998 really doesn't respond well to high lift rockers. So what's the benefit of the roller rockers? You end up with the tip of the rocker, the roller, rolling on the valve to push it down instead of forcing it forwards and backwards. You'll get far less valve guide wear because the valve is not actually being pushed and pulled like so. The other benefit of roller rockers, because they're all completely CNC machined, the pins, the arms, everything, every valve lift will be identical. What you will find on pressed steel or cast iron rockers, you will get quite a bit of variation on valve lift because the pads where they touch on the valve are not consistent. We have found it on some rockers where you can take the rocker off, put another rocker on the same engine, on the same valve, up to 40 thou variation on standard cast iron pressed steel rockers. So going in a little bit closer, you'll notice that we're still retaining the same roller pin, which is retained on this side by the circlip. On the other side, we've got the large head so it can't pull through, and along the shaft it has got serrations on which stops the shaft from turning. Again, looking at the roller, you'll notice this is a completely cylindrically ground roller, hardened, ground. The arms themselves are machined from 7075 aerospace alloy, which run directly onto the shaft. There's no bushing in there because the 7075 is the same tensile strength as steel, and it is a very, very good lubrication to run directly on the steel hardened shaft. Now, because there's no bushing there, it allows us to increase the diameter of the shaft, and obviously with the increased diameter you've got more load area to spread the load. We've also retained the K-nut and the larger adjusting screw, which is also Allen key adjustable, not screwdriver slot. So there's the 998 rockers. Much more consistent valve lift, a lot stronger than your standard setup. Don't forget these also come fully assembled with the spacers ready to fit. If you've got any more questions, don't hesitate, get in touch.